Y'all, it is so close to the release of the new expansion pack for Rend, and I am absolutely excited. Except maybe not for the fact that we are going to have to load into every unit. But other than that, I am just so excited. Y'all, I am looking at myself in the camera and like it baffles me. My hair looks so nice off camera, and then once I sit in front of it, it honestly just looks like a tangled mess. Like, I don't even know. I apologize. Now, this build starts off in Hemsworth on Bagley, but we do change the location. I actually change it to Windenburg on the little island. I just think it makes a little bit more sense there. Also, as I was looking for like a new location to move this lot on, I realized we actually don't have a lot of 64 by 64 lots. Most of the worlds, they just don't have that like lot size, which is so weird, and I can't believe that I never noticed that until this very irritating situation of trying to find a new home, for my like apartment block. Now, the big reason why I wanted to move this block was I started out just wanting a beautiful lake house with these 3 units. They were going to be very cute. I kind of wanted to go for like this rustic vibe, but it turned contemporary and like kind of modern really quick. So the location just didn't make a lot of sense to me. The way that these apartments turned out, like they will be really expensive. Like there's no way just your average Sim will be able to afford them. And that was kind of what I was going for once, you know, we went into that contemporary vibe. I also really wanted to play around with like heights when it came to the like our little landings that walks up to the house. It does kind of look like a manual car gear, but it does change once everything else is there. It really looks cool. I did want to connect those pathways because like if you want to go visit your neighbor, I didn't want it to be inconvenient that you had to walk all the way off the lot and then like turn back. So that is more for just like gameplay. This was also built before the information came that the new pack you are gonna have to load into each lot. I don't know why I was so shocked that that was gonna happen. It makes completely sense in the way that The Sims 4 is built. I was just such a delusional girl, and I shouldn't have been. I only have myself to blame for that. But yeah, so now that we know how community spots and things like that is going to work because of the new trailer. Also, if you haven't seen the latest trailer, I will link it down below in my description so that you can go and watch it. It does give us kind of a little bit more information on the pack itself, which is really nice. You know, it's better to go in with your expectations not too high when it comes to some things in The Sims. But the overall general thing of being able to build apartments in different places, that is so exciting for me. There are so many places in this world, but where it just baffles me that we didn't have apartments. And now it's going to be completely possible. It is absolutely amazing. I hope my microphone is correct, and I'm so sorry if it's not. But yeah, it's just like T.O.O.L Valley. I mean, I am going to fill that place up with apartments. I've already started. I have been on an apartment roll. I was very negligent. I hope my mother's not listening because she will be very angry. But I was supposed to study this weekend and I didn't. I just built apartments in The Sims. But that's fine. That gives me opportunity to study this week. So mother, let's not get too angry before before we hear the entire situation. Now, we have a 1-bedroom apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment, and a 3-bedroom apartment. I only noticed later on that they are like in sequence That was not planned, but it works. We also try to find doors that actually work with my windows. I didn't want to go black. I didn't want black frames. I still wanted to keep some coziness about it, if it makes any sense, but in the end, we had to go black. It just made more sense. Everything just matched a lot better. Trying to figure out swatches was a nightmare. Now we knew, okay, cool. We have wooden planks. That's our bases, which is going to be like covering our walls. And we've got black frames and we've got the light wood, so we've got those bases to work off of. Now these circular planters, I don't know why I did that, they just looked really cool. I just, at this point I wanted trees to be kind of built into all of them, which is why they have the stone, but if you put trees in all of them it kind of just became a bit much, so they become like this really cool statue like holders with like plants in them, but we'll get to that in a couple of minutes. We do the garden before we actually decorate this place. I wasn't too sure if this was going to be a two-parter, but once I started editing, everything was like finished in like 30 minutes, which was quite surprising because this took me like 6 hours to build. But I do have to say I probably did procrastinate a lot. I got obsessed with the first apartment, and I would just stare at it for like minutes at a time, every time I'm done with a part of the build. So yeah, there's that. Same with the lake. It took me a while when I started decorating the lake to actually get it to work. You know, the type of plants that I wanted to use. Here you can see that we moved over to Windenburg and we are starting out decorating. I wanted to start off with these beautiful like swamp trees. I think they look absolutely amazing. I've been wanting the opportunity to use them for a while now, and they do actually kind of blend into this world. The leaf texture is very similar to the leaf textures that we have everywhere else. Also, because we don't have any windows on the side of the house, I just decided to go in and make them, like cover it up with some wall ivy. Now, the middle unit, the bathroom is on the upstairs. There are no bathrooms. I mean, for the price that you're gonna pay for this, you would want some light in all your areas. So I went in with some glass roofing. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. It brings in so much light and it just adds so much detail to this build. I also really like this like birds that like fly. Now it looks like it's like flying out of the water. It's so pretty. I do go in after this, like I didn't put this in the speed build because I just thought it would be really tedious, and also I had to go into live mode a lot, was place some fountain objects everywhere in the water itself. I also kept out me doing the back patio areas. At that point, that was the very last thing I did, and I was like 6 hours in, and I kind of did that half-heartedly. I completely forgot about it, and going into editing, I just hated the way that it looked. I wasn't going to put that on the internet. It was just really bad. So we went back and we kind of just changed that. But that is like way at the end. Now anyway, here you can see that I'm starting to place in the flowers because we do need flower bushes. My favorite flower bushes are of course the ones that come with cottage living. They're so beautiful, they're so vibrant in color, I don't know, they just look so stunning. I also really like this pool where you walk down and the pool is basically the same level as the lake itself, which I think is kind of nice. I really like that. We use a lot of plants from the Mount Komorabi, what was that, Snowy Escape. Beautiful. I mean, doesn't that just look like plants that should be in the water? And once I started using those, I just had to go and replace all of the other plants. I didn't want to go around the entire border of this man-made lake because you can see that this is not a natural lake, so we are not even pretending. So I didn't want to go around, and I didn't want to like cover the entire thing with plants. I still wanted some natural areas where your Sims can still walk into the actual lake, because they can splash in things. there are certain areas that is shallow enough for your Sims to walk in. As you saw earlier when we placed the ladder even went into the water, like the staircase. So your Sims can walk there. I also really like the statue with the hands. That is a very small statue that came with the paranormal kit. And she is just, oh, the paranormal kit, the paranormal stuff pack. And she is just so beautiful. It's one of my favorite statues to use. I used it in my very first, like, really big horse ranch build that I did. If you haven't seen it, I will link it up here. It was kind of fun. It's been a couple of months now. And then, of course, we go in with this, like, beautiful water lilies. Why did that take me so long? I kept on wanting to say dandelion, like it's not dandelions. But these water lilies, they play multiple functions, because they also came with Snowy Escape, and they have koi fish. So you get fish and, like, plants, so that's kind of a bonus. And then with the terrain paint, I didn't want to go in with, like, the normal brown in the water itself, so I went in with that. It's kind of like a grass texture that has very dark brown in between it. I kind of like the way that it looked, because it kind of gives the illusion that there's seagrass in there. We also do place some individual grass pieces, but it's very small and you don't really see it. It's like a very niche thing. Like, if you actually just go in close and look, you'll see that there are some grass pieces here and there. Now, I also went over everything and gave it like this whitewash, because the sand around the area itself is very, like, beach sandy, and that's kind of how I got the pebbles to be that light as well. And it also made the, like, the grass colors blend in very beautifully. Now we got our sign on the outside, and finally we are moving indoors. I placed some lights in the downstairs area. We don't really do the upstairs yet because the roofing is open, so we actually have to lift everything up, but we do that at a later pace. We also just go in with some stairs and our stair railings. We add the doors so that we can know where we are going to go. This middle unit only has 2 bedrooms, and then the upstairs bathroom, the third unit, has 3 bedrooms on the upstairs, and they've got a downstairs bathroom. Now, this is the first apartment. I went a little bit hard with this apartment. Like, I was obsessed. This apartment is very much became my apartment very quickly, and how I would decorate it if I had to live here. And if I was fortunate enough to live here, like, this would be amazing. Like, you must see the view. Like, it's absolutely stunning. But anyway, we go in with this beautiful couch. I'm still looking for a couch like this, but I just can't find it anyway, especially in that absolutely stunning color. We add just all of these photo frames. I decided to go in with, like, a little cabinet under that, what is with my words after the, like, the photo collage, let's just call it that. Y'all, I do apologize. I am not English, and sometimes words really just leave my memory. Like, English is my second language. Now, we place this beautiful mirror next to the door. We go in with some extra plants that look absolutely stunning. And then, of course, a beautiful bookcase. Now, we do have another apartment with, like, a gallery wall of books. But the difference with this one is more for aesthetics. So you will see that the books itself, it's very, like, color coordinated, where the other apartment where we have our books, that one is for an author. So there's that complete difference there. Now we just bring in the green with our chair here, and my favorite part is coming now, which is this absolutely stunning carpet, which I didn't know existed. Well, I did, but I completely forgot. I mean, just look at those birds. There's a red swatch, and once I got that, I was sold. I was sold. That was the moment that this apartment became my apartment. This was when I was like, okay, you know what? I want to live here, and I'm going to decorate this the way that I want this apartment to be. So the walling was supposed to just be like plain white. Like I was going for the walls to be white, and there's like a lot of paintings. You know, that was kind of the vibe that I was going for, but that changes because we do bring in like some really beautiful reds. Like, it's just stunning. Red is like the primary color. It's like this warm maroon kind of, but not really. It's just, I don't know, it's just so beautiful. It looks so velvety and just stunning. This is our kitchen. Now you'll see that every kitchen, we use the same appliances, but they are kind of used differently. All the kitchens look different as well. I wanted something that made the units just feel like one unit, except like, you know, like it's owned by one person, except for the fact that the colors are going to be different. And I thought that the kitchen was the perfect spot for that. I thought just utilizing everything and bringing everything together with the kitchens was just my way of saying, okay, this is the downstairs layout, and that is what kind of comes with this place. I was also thinking of continuing the kitchen here, but I then thought that a gallery wall would be quite nicer, especially with the type of Sims that we have that live here. So I didn't go with that concept, but you will see that in the other apartments, we do actually add a kitchen on the other wall as well. Now, I go in with this beautiful like tile, but we do change that because I actually go in with the base game white tile with the red dot in it. Also, this is like a little critter that I decided to add to this apartment. I never noticed that you can actually see them in build by mode. I don't know why. That just completely went over my head. But that one is like a little purple. I don't know what it is. It has like horns. It's very cute. So I just like had to place it. Now this apartment, this is very millennial inspired. Everything is white. Well, like TikTok millennial, Instagram millennial, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I kind of went in with the idea that the mother is like a social media person. They exploit their child on social media. It's not something to laugh about because, I mean, it's actually like really a problem sometimes. Like these TikTok mothers or like blog mothers or whatever they are so problematic sometimes. Like I feel so sorry for those children, especially once they have to grow up. No. Anyway, so that was kind of the person that I had in mind here. We go against this wall, we have a bookshelf, but with minimal books, because this is also for aesthetics, but also not really, you know? Like the minimalistic white vibe is kind of everything. We then add this really big photo frame. In my mind, this is where like the wedding photo is, but it's only the bride in the big one. Like in the small little three at the bottom, there's one with her and the groom together, another one with her, and then obviously the bridesmaids, and then one with the baby or something, whatever, you know, just to show we are family. But it's all about the mother. That is, I just want to make that point very clear. This is the person that I had in mind in this house. This hurt me to make. Like, this place is so white. There was literally parts when I was building this where I got a headache. Like, I got a physical headache where I had to stop because it was just so bright. Like, it's like a hospital. It's a bit much. So, yeah, but it was fun actually doing this. I don't really build things like this, where everything is just white like this. I used to, I think. But I think I added green. I really can't remember. It's... Once you start dabbling in like a color, you just... it's just so much fun. It's just so much more fun. But yeah, going over to our third apartment. Now, this one was also a lot of fun to make. This is like our acclaimed author. They are very smart. They've got all the degrees. As you can see, the books are different colors. This is not about aesthetic. This is about knowledge. And then we just have this little sofa where you can read. We go in with a lot of like gold accents. I wanted everything to feel warm. I wanted it to feel modern, but I still wanted to bring in that old eclectic. I always struggle with that word. But yeah, that's kind of what I try to like bring forth. This carpet is just stunning. It is absolutely everything. It looks so soft and like velvety. I just can't explain it. But yeah, so I absolutely loved that. Of course, we had to go in with a golden computer because of the golden accents. And then just all of the awards. Most of the wall art is going to be like awards. As you can see, we also went in with a really old looking TV. It's a flat screen, but it's not modern. It's because television is not the priority in this house. The children here, they are allowed TV maybe for like an hour a day at most. But reading is very fundamental. We then go in with this like beautiful blue. That blue was also the only blue that actually matched the carpet. It is the blue that came with Eco Lifestyle. It's in the miscellaneous like area. It's kind of cool. Also, I remember that the corner piece in this new kitchen pack absolutely sucks and it makes no sense. It's like shelves that get completely hidden by everything else. So I don't know whose choice that was, but it was a bad choice. You made a bad designing choice, and I'm so sorry to tell you that, but honestly, it sucks. We then go in with just like a full kitchen area. But what I wanted to say about that corner piece, we had to go in and make our own. But I think it looks really nice. Just don't look at the top, because then you'll see there's a gap. But from any other area, I mean, look at that. Honestly, it looks really good. Here we also just go in with this really beautiful, busy orange flooring. I was on the edge with the flooring. I wasn't too sure if I liked it or not, but once I added that yellow, it just worked. That is also the same yellow painting that came with Eco Lifestyle. It's just a different swatch. We go in with a waffle maker. I like to imagine that the dustbin that's lifted up, that's like a built-in dustbin. We don't have those, but it is fully functional, and you get money from that, so that's fine. Now, this is then the other corner, where we just, over the oven, the stove, we actually just put some tiling. And as I said, most of the decorating is going to be awards. This person or persons, the parents, they are very, very, very intelligent, very smart. Now we go back to our first apartment and we go in with just placing our lights. Now, I had to lift it up and just make sure that these big lights look fine because they have the biggest circle. They kind of struggle to go into the eaves. I also tried laying like wooden planks over like beams, but with the pitch that the roof is, it's stuck out on the side, so it didn't look nice. So by lifting up the lights, it was kind of our best option. Now we continue the gallery wall here on the upstairs, and I think it just looks really cool. We actually take this entire thing onto the staircase itself, but we will get there in a bit. Now this is then the most beautiful carpet that just incorporates all of the colors that we have been using, so I had to use it. The green is a little bit off, but it still brings the green upstairs. We go in with these beautiful yellow built-in cabinets. I will show once we go into the game how I kind of placed the roofing over those cabinets because I added like an extra piece of roof so that it looks like it's flush into the roof itself. It looks really nice, but I will show that to you once we jump into the game itself. Just so that it doesn't look weird from the windows that you see on the upper level. Now we do add our gallery wall. At this point, I didn't really like the way that the walling itself looked, like how the wooden planking continued at one point, but it didn't at the other. So we do go in and we add a pillar. I wanted to put like a wall trim on the inside, but it didn't want to work. So we just add an extra pillar on the upstairs, and then I just went in with like a beige color that I could find that blends in best with the tiling that we got. Now there was a little shadow in the corner, so we just added a plant, and then we just some more like miscellaneous things that you can use, like that card pinboard thing, if you have like pen pals in The Sims. Now here we are going over to our second bedroom, like our second apartment. This is the main bedroom. I decided to put the main bedrooms facing the ocean side and not the opposite side. They also have a beautiful view, but it is more of trees. So I just thought that this position is the best for our main bedroom. We go in again with a lot of white. We add that beautiful mirror. I wanted to go in with actual like mirrored cabinets, but the room itself was just a bit small. It also didn't work out that well with my windows that I had, so I had to just go in and change that. We add some beautiful wallpaper behind the bed, and that room was finished. Now this is the child's bedroom. This is a child, even though they do have a double bed. I just thought that I mean, you have such a big bedroom, like why are you gonna have a single bed? It doesn't make any sense. So that is kind of what we go for. We also add the built-in cabinet, and then we go in with just a desk. I thought that this could be cute. We have that little iPod like computer thing. Like, I'm so sorry again, like I said, I'm not English, and I just thought that was kind of perfect for like a child. Now we just add a lot of wall decorations. I really liked these butterflies. I thought they looked really cute. I used to use them a lot, but I kind of stopped. And then we just add a cat. This is when I decided that maybe a pet could be really nice for this family. So we add a food bowl downstairs. I wanted to go in with the hanging lights, but the lights itself was way too different from the actual photo frame lighting that we had, that I just didn't like the way that it looked. Also, it's like yellow and black. It doesn't really go with that bedroom. Going over to the opposite side, like our third and final room, this is when I realized that our bookcase clips through the floors if you take them all the way up to the roof, which is kind of like, it really sucks. I feel like that is something that they should have realized. Like, they should have trimmed it off just a little bit. I mean, did nobody taste this? Anyway, let's not linger on that. I also give them like a little tablet. We go in with some clothes. I just add a lot of toys in those little boxes. That is like their built-in closet desk thing. I decided that this was going to be twins, and they are just space obsessed. I try to give them like different personalities by the things that are placed on their desks. Like, the one has the tablet, the other one has got like more of an aquarium type of thing. That was, I mean, it's very minimal, but it's there. It also just gives you, if you want to play with this, just some form of a basis where you can create the Sims that live here. Now, we do go in with the blue planks, but I decided that I wanted to bring in navy, but I didn't want to go in with the actual planks itself. We do bring in those hanging lights. This time it is to emulate stars, because of like the the space theme. Also, a little fun fact, the carpet that matches the bedding, now the bedding comes with growing together, the carpet is base game. Like, why? But anyway, so that's kind of cool. It kind of connects. I know that it came with like an update, but I feel like that carpet was not supposed to be in the free update, and they just added it later, which is fine. I mean, we love free things, but that's just a little something that I noticed. Now, this is our little infant's room. I did place the toddler bed so that, you know, you can prepare for when it becomes a toddler. We just added a little cabinet. That's where I imagined you would place all of the diapers and things. And then I went in and made this place like navy blue, but I had to go back and place a lot of white because it just seemed so dark, especially for a toddler. I just needed to brighten up the place. This is our main bedroom in our third bedroom. I went with like this orange and navy blue vibe. I felt like it matched a lot from what is going on downstairs, but I brought in the white just to bring in the lighter tones as well, and just also because of the roof. And I wanted like the wooden planks to be able to, like, if you go in first person, so that you can actually, like, it's still wood, even though on the opposite side it's completely different. We weren't able to do that, but you know, this is roofing in The Sims. I wish we were able to like individually paint the panels in the roof itself the way that we were able to in The Sims 3. That was so ideal. And then we just go in with some more books. This is an author. I thought this was fine. We just lift those books up a bit. Now this one is gonna like clip technically, but it also won't because we do have the roofing that goes actually all the way up. So it was fine just placing it all the way to the roof. Now we had to go in and do our little hallways. This hallway I actually just give them a bonsai tree and like a mirror. And then just a small little gallery wall on the opposite side. In this hallway, this is our middle unit, we just add a mirror, and then I went in and I placed just 2 little seating spots. Again, just more for like aesthetics. This is all that this entire apartment is about. So yeah, I thought that it was kind of fitting for, you know, for them. Going over to their bathroom, I just wanted to finish the upstairs, get this done and dusted. This is where I got my headache. I mean, with that sunlight that's coming down, you cannot tell me that you are not going to have to go into this place with sunglasses. Oh, I just moved my light. With sunglasses. Like, you are going to have to. It is... you will go blind in this place. But this would also be so beautiful at night with the stars. Oh, just so stunning. Like, that bathroom has its benefits, but also it's a lot. Now with this bathroom, I really liked this shower top combo. I think she's really creative. I feel like it matches this family really well and this unit itself. We just go in with a plain toilet. I was looking for a really cool mirror. I decided on that one from City Living. It had some really nice patterns. We keep that circular vibe from the mirror onto the carpet itself. And then we just go in with the maroon and the yellow, and then the same tiling that I used in the kitchen. Now, on the opposite, like our third unit, I went in with more of like this modern cozy vibe. So, and this naturalistic type of vibe. I really like the way that this looked. We pair all of this items from Eco Lifestyle with like black. This is also the first time I've used that toilet because I hate that toilet. It's really gross. I also used this bathroom in the same build that I used that hand. So yeah, that's been linked there. I only just noticed, like, okay, probably done that like subconsciously. Now going over to this outside patio, I wanted to have this like these hanging curtains that came with high school years. I really wanted to utilize that. We start off with 3, but it's a bit much, so we do remove one later on. This is... oh, someone just jumped against my door. One of the cats wants to come into the bedroom. Now, this is where you can get like a massage. I thought that was kind of cool. We also have like an outdoor like fireplace area, and then just these cute little sitting spaces. It's just a fun little community spot. I wanted to add a barbecue, but I wasn't too sure. It didn't really look nice, so I didn't. I'm still on the edge. I might still add it, but let's quickly jump into the game and I can just quickly show you everything that we changed. So here we are back in the game. Here we have our swans. We also have all of these fountains everywhere. There's those little grass pieces that I told you about. And as I mentioned, this adds like a koi. So there's like a lot of fish. This entire lake is like riddled with life. Now, anyway, let's quickly take a look at our floor plan. Oh, before we do that, before I forgot. So unfortunately, all of these roof pieces had to be white, but at least there's like no gap. So that's kind of what I meant. I placed like a roof right there, just kind of to hide that little area. And I did the same everywhere else, just to make it look a little bit better. Now, this is the back patio, so I gave all of them like this beautiful black fireplace, just kind of to fill up this side's wall, because we have the door over there. We also have some lighting. For this family, we gave them like an outdoors gaming area. This one has a yoga mat and like a relaxation pillow. And then on this side, we just have a cute little table where you can sit outside and have some dinner, or just a drink or something, I don't know, and a painting easel, because these are artists. Now, looking at the floor plan, so here we have our first apartment. I mean, I absolutely love this, as I keep on mentioning every time we come to this one. It's very cohesive. When you go downstairs, we also just have the beautiful same color scheme that we just took upstairs as well. Again, I am just absolutely obsessed with this carpet. On this side, we have our white apartment. Same goes for that when we go upstairs. Everything just feels cohesive, and you can see which apartments are which. Going over to our final apartment, this is our floor plan for this one. We have our twins' bedroom, and then on this side, just our little infant's room, and then the parents' bedroom. And then, of course, just the downstairs living area, and of course, the bathroom. I love this bathroom, and I love this like trees that I decided to use in it. Now, this is the kitchen cabinet. As I mentioned before, from this side it looks really cool. It actually looks like it's supposed to be there. There's a very minimal clipping, like you actually can't see where the clipping is. The only problem is this little area here. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me on this little build journey. Please leave a comment down below, let me know what unit is your favorite, and then I hope to see you all again soon. Bye bye.